So fans, bringing you a quick video here on the GDAX platform, some advantages over the Coinbase platform. They're both the same company, but if you're going to use GDAX, you can actually avoid some of the fees, or actually all the fees. So it's a nice advantage here. I'll quickly show you how to do that and make some further videos on the further tools here in the platform if need be. So we'll do a quick overview here on this platform. In here, if you haven't seen any one of these platforms before, basically you have over here your spread. This is showing you any basically sell orders, any buy orders that are available out there on the market. These are kind of shown here with the size, so the amount of people that are willing or coins available at this price, and the amount of coins available at this price. And again, these are the buyers and these are the sellers. This is also shown here in this chart, which is your market depth, and this is a useful tool to kind of see how the overall market is reflected right now. And it also is helpful on the buying utility that I'll show you here in a little bit. Now over here on this side you have your trade history, so it's showing you every trade that's happened, and it kind of goes through again with the time, the price that it was sold at, and the size. So 0.7 of a Bitcoin here currently sold. And then the main point here is just your candlestick chart. Now you can use some of these settings and change it up a little bit here. It's pretty basic, so it's not too much going on. And again, get into this in a later video if requested. But for most people, I think they understand how these charts work. If you're brand new to all this, maybe do a little bit of reading and at least get yourself familiarized with it. Or again, request a video here and I'll be glad to go over that. Now down in here you would have your open orders if you actually had some set up, and then over here you have your fills, and that would show you orders that have been executed. Then over here on this left hand side is kind of your buying area. So depending on which one of the coins you're in, which one of the pairs, you'll have those tools here. Now hopefully you already have your account set up. You would need to verify it. You would want to, once you verify it, go to your accounts page. You'd go in your USD wallet. You would deposit some funds. I recommend using your bank account. It's going to take a little longer, but that's the way to avoid the fees. If you use a credit card over on Coinbase, you're going to hit some fees, and then you would have to send that over here by going to like the Coinbase tab and choosing that wallet. You can see here I don't even have that set up because I'm just directly depositing into this platform. So it does take some time. It takes a few days for the account funds to get in here, but once it gets in, you can just start adding funds kind of on a rolling basis and you should be okay. So about a 4 to 5 day wait, I think, initially, maybe a little longer depending on your bank. And you can see all of your transfers and keep track of them over here. So going back to the trade view, I'm going to show you how you would do these orders as a limit order to make sure that you don't get any fees. So by coming in through a bank account, you avoid the fees on Coinbase and any credit card fees if you're able to wait that time. And then depending on the type of order that you do here in GDAX, will avoid fees as well. And that order is doing a limit order. And the way that the limit order works is you would first choose limit, and then you would, the catch with the limit is it has to be bought on a certain side of the market. So when you're buying, we'll look at this tool here. This is the market again. Right here in the middle, it kind of shows where prices are kind of meeting and the sales are happening. The market's being made, so to speak. So when you're limit buying, you have to buy on this side, right? So it's a higher value. Right now, Bitcoin is at 16,907. I'm sorry, you have to buy on the low side. My apologies. So you'd have to buy on a dip, basically, to kind of make it, to exaggerate it, and so you kind of really get the idea. Currently where it's at 16,900, you'd have to buy Bitcoin at least, 16,900 and, a penny less, basically. So if we use the zoom in tool here, it's kind of helpful because we can click anywhere in this area below the middle of the market, and it actually automatically populates over in our limit purchasing, right? So here I am at 16,888. If I click on that, you can see that automatically filled in that price point right here, my limit. So then I would put in the amount that I want of Bitcoin, and let's say I would want half a Bitcoin now. That would be $8,444 at that $16,000 point. So that order is now basically loaded and I can click down in here anywhere and it will continue to update that. So that's a nice quick feature. The other way to basically populate that amount is doing it right here on the chart as well. Again, you have to be somewhere below the current price point, so clicking anywhere down here is going to fill that in. And that's actually a good thing in a way, because that will ensure that you're buying on a dip. Now, you don't want to buy a market necessarily that's going to crash, but you also don't want to be buying in a rush. So this kind of forces you into having a plan. Say, an example would be, here's some decent looking support right now in the short term. Maybe wait for a dip to come down here. So we just kind of put our crosshair here, click on that. That's 16,648. That loads it into this value here. I choose the amount of Bitcoin I want to buy, and it shows me how much it's going to cost me in USD. Another cool way to use this feature here is to kind of set your stop losses. You want to know how much you're willing to risk if you're going to be doing trading. Now, if you're a long-term holder, this doesn't really matter. But if you're trading and you're in and out of the market and you're wanting to set some risk-reward ratios, it's a nice little feature to use this crosshair again and just click there at maybe a stop point, down below this low. So I'm going to buy here, I'm going to close here, and I can get the difference in prices over here and kind of estimate that on the fly. So up here it's 8,300, down here would be 8,200. That's a $100 loss. Hey, I have the potential to make 200. Up here, risk-reward ratio looks good, make my trade. So that's a quick way to do it on the fly if you're going to be actively trading. Now, the opposite is true if you're going to be selling. So when you buy, you have to buy below the market on a limit order. When you sell, you have to sell above the market on a limit order. So as the market moves up in price, you have to sell into that. That's kind of a good habit to create. You want to sell into strength. Again, if you're a trader, not so much a long-term investor. So you can see right here on Bitcoin, right now it's actually moving up. So I can maybe set a target, say, hey, 17,200. I want out of this thing. So I set my order, 17,200, and I set the amount, and I place that order. And basically, once it gets to that level, it will automatically fill and close me out of that trade. And all this is done for no fees. Now, even if you're a long-term buyer, this is a useful tool. Just simply buy below the market. You can be very, very tight on your buy, pretty much instantly get that purchase, and hold it. And again, avoid any fees. And if you're going to be spending, thousands of dollars, these fees quickly add up. So this is a nice little workaround. I will show you kind of placing the order here on the market. Let's go ahead and simulate that buy, quarter of a Bitcoin right here at this support level. Let's say I want to get that there. I can place my order. Once I place that, I can see it populate down in here, right? And I can also zoom out on this market depth, and it'll show me a green diamond or a red diamond, depending on which side I'm on, of where my market lies in the depth. And you can kind of get an idea of when that fills or how far away you are from the actual market, and keep an eye on your trade there. If you decide you don't like it anymore, you can cancel by clicking that, and the order goes away. So as long as you're placing orders in this manner, you can get away with no fees and take advantage of this platform, which is great to get into other platforms as well, or other exchanges. So this is kind of your gateway here at GDAX, at least how I'm using it. I'm bringing in my funds from my bank account, load it in here, buy limit orders, and then use the transfer tool to send over to other exchanges. Some exchanges like Bittrex and Binance are the other two that I'm using. I think between those two, I'm able to get pretty much any of the coins out there that I really want. So that's a nice feature. I'll go ahead and do a video on both those exchanges here as well, and how to get in and out of those from this platform. But basically, there you have it. That's how you can use GDAX to avoid any fees on purchasing Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum, which with those three coins, you can pretty much send to any of the other exchanges and buy some altcoins as well. And with very low fees, you'll see on these other videos that I create. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, any certain requests for videos. I'm glad to do anything that you guys feel is needed, maybe further in depth here on this platform. But for now, that's the basics. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good YouTube stuff. And thanks for watching, guys. Take care.